So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, depending on your time zone. Welcome to our Tableau school session, Tableau school user group. Hey, that's a good start for me. So welcome to Tableau School. Let's do it again. Today is a session number 2, time series, aggregation and filter, and I will put in the chat the link for the session number 1. So the idea of this Tableau School is really like to have a user group dedicated to learn Tableau from start to hero. So it's really step by step. We will go through the entire Tableau curriculum with interactive live session. And the particularity is these sessions are led by Tableau student ambassador. So it's really who know more how to learn than students, right, Idrak?
Yeah.
So we are like currently 2 leading this initiative. Idrak, who is, it's a little special for him today because it's not only the host today, it will be also our speaker. And myself. So let us introduce very quickly myself. So Annabelle Rincon, I'm living in Switzerland. I'm leading the Tableau Center of Enablement. My passion in life are Tableau. When I'm not working with Tableau, I am blogging about Tableau or visiting with Tableau, so you see. I am also co-leading a Tableau Analytic user group and the Data Plus Women user group. I have the chance to be named this year a Tableau Visionary and Tableau Ambassador. And that is my beautiful dog. And Idrak,
Very beautiful.
It's already introduced very quickly. And today you will have the chance to have a session led by Idrak. Idrak is a Tableau student ambassador, is a finance intern at BP, his passion are economic, data, film, and tea. Love that. Is living in Baku, in Azerbaijan, and is also a junior entrepreneur. So Idrak, please, after this nice introduction, yes, we have the ground rule also. I can make the ground rule. So the ground rule, if you want to interact, say where you are coming from, you can use a chat session. But if you want to ask a question to our speaker today, please use the Q&A because it will be easier for us to monitor them. And the only one rule here is to enjoy because the session is being recorded. You will be able to find the session in YouTube, and we will also send it by email afterwards. So don't worry. And I will now put everything in the chat. So for you.
So about the curriculum, so okay, so I will talk about the curriculum. The first session presented by Yash. Yash is our friend. He's also a Tableau ambassador, and he talked about introduction to Tableau, basic charts and navigation. No, this is the second session and is about time series, aggregation, and filters. And we will have 6 sessions at all. And the next topic is maps, scatter plots, and dashboard building, which will be presented by Maggie. And let's start then. Okay, let's start. Firstly, I just want to make a recap about introduction to Tableau, connecting to the data, navigation, building a chart. I know most of you probably know this, but for new starters, beginners who just joined to Tableau School, I will recap it again and just, okay. So because I will use Tableau and PowerPoint together, I will keep it like this. I think it will not have a problem. So here we are in the Tableau. Probably you are familiar with this page. So let me just okay. So if you want to connect the data, you can use here. And you see there are some options. I will use for today's training Microsoft Excel file. And as an information, I want to say that I am using currently Tableau Public, which everyone can use for free. It's available on the internet. You can just write Tableau Public and you can download it. For Tableau Desktop, Yash talked about student license, which is free. If you have a student email, you can get it for free, and or you can buy a Tableau Desktop license. So let's connect to the data. We will use United States unemployment statistics data today. And now our data is downloading and it's ready. So here you can preview your data, and in the Tableau desktop we have also options to use the data live or extract mode. So it depends on your requirements. If you use a data that's updating every day, every month, so you can keep it in the live connected form. And one best practice is that if your data is how to say updating every second, every minute, so it is a good practice to analyze the data in the extracted mode, then back to you how to say then back to live mode. So it's good. So here our general how to say page here where we build the charts, and where we have our data, we have our options, everything is here. So generally how the Tableau works, for example, I will build a basic chart to show you. For example, we will explore the age, for example, with the age groups with unemployed, number of unemployed people. This is a basic bar chart. So Tableau understand the data with columns and rows, which is actually easy for us as well to use. You can see here, these are the columns, which is the age, and these are the rows. So this is basic recap how the Tableau works. And let's back to the original. Okay. What and save your data. This is very, very important because I noted it. That means if you are working with data with Tableau file, it's good that you save it in advance, and you are pressing the Control S every time you are making an update, because if by accident you how to lose the data, you lose the, or example, visualizations, or something happens, it's good to have what you did before save it. So that's why you can save the data here. Because I use Tableau Public, I can only save to Tableau Public, but if you use Tableau Desktop, you can save it privately on your computer. Okay, so this is the introductions part, recap part for your understanding, and now we will start with working with time series. Actually, is our topic: time series, aggregation, and filters. So, what is aggregation? Okay, so let me just make a line chart to show the time series data. So before showing it, I will show you the data itself. So you have a view data option here. You are pressing the view data, and you can view your all of data here. And for your understanding of data, we have age group from, for example, 16 to 19 years, from 20 to 24, and so on. We have gender, we have a period, months, year, and we have the number of unemployed people. So this is our data. So when we double click on, for example, unemployed and period, we have a line chart. So it shows the number of unemployed people over the years. The aggregation here is that how Tableau knows, for example, to make this line appropriate for years. I mean, we have lots of data for 2005. So what Tableau does is that it sums up all the data which is, how to say, connected to 2005 here in our data. You see, again, 2005. So it sums up everything that has 2005. So by this way, we are having our data here. So it's the aggregation. So let's talk about the two different, how to say, option here. One option, so you see the year, quarter, month, day, and more options here. And again, once again, year, quarter, month, week number, day, and more here. 2 times. Why? The first one is, let's explore the first one. Okay, I'm selecting the months. I have 12 months here from January to December, and my line is changed now. And the problem here is that you see only 1 June, 1 May, 1 April, but we have many Junes, many Mays, many Aprils in our data. So it actually, what it does, it actually sums up all the Junes and all the Mays, all the Aprils in our data and show it. So if we have 1 June in 2005, 1 June in 2006, and no matter which year is and which age is, which gender is, it just sums up all the data in June. So again, the aggregation happening here. But with the other option, which I showed you here, we have 1 month. When I am selecting this, you see that we have all the months and years. So you can look at the August 2005 and August 2006 as well. So what's the difference between these two options? The first one, this one, is a dimension. It's a Tableau treats it like a categorical variable, like a dimension. So it just divides the data between those 12 categories, which are the months, and showing the data here. And you can also differentiate the dimensions and measures, which is the unemployed number of unemployed people here is a measure. You can differentiate them by color as well. So when you see a blue color, it's actually a dimension, it's a categorical variable. And when it's a green color, that means it's a measure. So when I back again to this option, you see that this is also green, and it shows that this is a measure, and it does not how to sum up all the how to data to 12 months. Instead, it calculates all the months over the years, and it shows the general data. So what we have the dimensions, we have measures. To explain more precisely the measures, I will show you something. So I will show you, this is our year data. I am selecting to show the dots. So when we are selecting the year, we have less dots here. When I am selecting the months, we have more dots, which each one representing a month. Okay, so and I will complete the first section about time series with showing the data to you, which data we are dealing with. It's actually real data. When you are writing unemployment 27 weeks thread, and 27 weeks stands for long-term unemployment, and FRIEND stands for Federal Reserve Economic Data for St. Louis. And you are, if you want, you can how to say enter to the website, and you can, for example, change this to, for example, 2005, and here 2000 or 2020. Okay, yes. So exactly the same data we have. You see the trend is the same. So in 2010, we have 6,800, and And in our data, we have, for example, 7,100. There is 300,000 error, but it's less than 5%, and for our training purposes, it's acceptable level of error. And generally, the trend of the data is the same, so we are actually dealing with a real data. I just wanted to show. So okay, this part is ended, and we are continuing with the other part, granularity and level of detail. Okay, what is granularity? Granularity. Maybe sometimes I am pronouncing it not that well. Okay, granularity. So when you are seeing the Tableau to show the months, it show the data in the granularity of months. So it again aggregates the data, but in the granularity of all the months of this data. So when I am, for example, removing this, for example, just to show you, I will have only one data. And if I want to show you like this, I have 1 point. You see, there is no any granularity. It aggregates everything. But when I am, for example, applying the period, and I am saying that I want to see the years, so it shows the data in the granularity of years, and it divides the data between these points. This is the main concept of granularity. It's very easy to understand, not that much difficult. And when we are, for example, let's back to the line chart, and when we are unchecking the aggregation, so I will turn off the aggregation now, so you can see what happens. So there is no any aggregation here, and all the data we have, just to show you with the shapes, all the data we have is plotted here. So we have, as you can see, 1,708 marks, which is all of the data, all of the rows we have. So to show you our data, we have our data, so you can see the number of rows, exactly what we have in our plot. So that's why aggregation is important. Aggregation is used to summarize the data, to aggregate it in the granularity of which category we want. And I will turn on the aggregation again. Okay, so let's talk about the level of details. So when I am taking the gender and dragging to the color, now you see how to say two type of data here. One is orange for woman, and one is blue for man. So this time Tableau how to calculate the data in the granularity of both months and gender. So we have two how to say category here, and that's why we see the data in the granularity of two option. So it is so when we have one only monthly granularity, we will have 1.4 for example 2005 about for example 2005 January, we will have only 1 point, but when we are applying the gender here, we will have 2 points for 2005 January, one for men, one for women. So it divided the that data to men and women. So even I can do it much more. So I can take the age and drag to the shape. So you see, no, we have the shapes as to show the granularity of age groups. So we have three. We have the data in the granularity of months, in the granularity of genders, and in the granularity of age groups. So that's it. What else? What else? Yeah, and let's explore the changing the measures. I will show you one more thing here, which is interesting. So when you are seeing this data, it's aggregating, so it's summing up. But maybe sometimes you don't want to sum up. Maybe you want to do another calculation, which can be finding a median, finding an average. So when I am selecting the average, no, for 2005 January or March, it shows me the average of women unemployment and average of men unemployment. And to simplify it, let's move it. So, okay, now we have a single data for unemployment in the granularity of months and showing us the average number for each month, and we can change it to the median as well. So we see currently median, and you can notice it by looking to the this line. So you see the ranges are changed when I apply the median. Okay, so what else we have? And we have detail. So what detail does for us? For example, I am seeing the genders here, and I want to see the age groups as well, but I do not want to see, for example, the shapes. I am just, how to say, increasing the level of granularity, but I am not differentiating the categories. So the detail function here is for just to increase the level of granularity, just to see the details, how much we have for that category. And as you can see, we do not have shapes here. We are just have many let's say dots instead of just one dot for 1 month and genders. Okay. So we ended with granularity and the level of detail, and until now, is there any question? Maybe we have. Annabelle? No? Okay. That means I explain well. Okay. Okay.
You did well.
Thanks. Okay. Let's continue. So our short section is about area charts and highlighting, which is very, very useful, how to say, methods to use in Tableau. We will explore how highlighting works. We will look at the line chart, the difference between line chart and area chart, and we will look at how we can add labels to these charts. And let's start by looking at how highlighting works. So I have the plot here. I have gender data. So you can see the orange ones are women, the blue ones are men. So maybe I want to only see the woman data, and I have this age here. Okay. So for this, I am just highlighting the woman. It's easy. For example, when you are working in another, for example, software, or when you are working in somewhere else, you have to restructure the data to see the trend of women here. You have to restructure it. But here you are just selecting the woman, and you see the woman. And when you want to just to see the men, so you are seeing the men. And it's very, very useful feature. Some people actually don't use it or don't know this, but this is very useful. And even for age group, you can do this. But when you are selecting this, you see it doesn't work, but this is not a problem. You are just coming here and you are saying that I want to highlight this. No, the age group from 35 to 44 years is highlighted, and you can change this here. And very useful to see the trends between the categories and to differentiate them with each other. Okay. So what else? Line chart. Okay. We will talk about now line chart, and I will remove this. Okay. I will take the age and drag it to the color, and I will change the shape to line. Okay. We have a line chart here to analyze the age groups and the unemployment. you can see that it is actually good, very beautiful, but it's hard to understand. So making some analysis here is very difficult. You can always highlight some lines here, but it's again not the best way to analyze this data. So what we can do, let's explore in the show me button. So in the show me button, by the way, if you don't remember, this is a place for selecting which visual you want to use. So let's try this one. And definitely this is not what we want. This can be an art, but cannot be a visualization. And let's use maybe bubble charts. And again, very beautiful, just like a flower, but this is not a good visualization to analyze the data. So you can explore all of it, but I will suggest to use area chart. So what we can do with area chart. So again, you can highlight the data here, but the beautiful thing here is that it took the data and stacked them on each other. So you can see the trends, you can see the volume, especially the volume here, the volume of data for each year and each month. So it's good to use, and let's add some labels here to see that some details. For example, I will add, I will take the age again and drag to the label. So you see, we see the labels, for example, age groups from 25 to 34 years. And some are not appearing just because maybe they don't fit. But this is not a problem when you are, how to say, looking them. This pop-up is showing, and you can see the details here. And one more point is that because it's stacked on each other, so the numbers here are increasing, but you can see the actual number just by, I'd say, seeing the details. Okay, and yes, this part is also completed. Area chart and highlighting. If you have the questions about this part, I can answer no. Do we have questions, Annabelle, by the way? No? Amazing again.
A very quiet audience. What can I
Yeah.
say? Please use the Q&A if you have any question for Idrak after. Otherwise, it will be very sad.
Yeah, I am here to explain you everything. If you don't understand something well, I will explain it again in more detailed version. So, okay. So if you don't have, I will move to the next section. And I can answer the questions for the previous sessions at the end as well. Okay, filters and quick filters. So this is also very beautiful topic to talk about. So how the filters work in Tableau. Let's just move it to here. Yeah, to make it more broader. And by the way, yes, you can you can move this wherever you want. Maybe you want here, so you can move it to here. It's very flexible. And yeah. And let's drag the gender to the for example, filters. So it will show us this pop-up. This pop-up is for how to say, creating a filter, and you have many options here. Some options are so for example, custom value, so you can create a list of list for filtering the data, but for most of the work you will not use this, and even I don't use this that much. And you can use all, you can use your own list, and you can select from the data you have. And here's some more advanced options like wildcard, condition, top, but these are very advanced forms of filters, and probably you will not use these on your data. And when you will need these, you will understand them. These are pretty straightforward. And the main, for example, filter is here, the basic filter, and there are two options: to use all or to use the exclude. When you use the exclude, you are actually excluding, for example, this man from the data. And for example, when you are selecting some filters, you will actually exclude those values from that data in the chart. So when you have more chart and you only want to exclude some part, this is helpful. But for our graph, which we have less data and we don't want to exclude, actually we want to include, that's why we will use all. And I will say, okay. So yes, we have filter here, but it's not applied yet. I will double click and I will, for example, select men and we'll say, okay, and the data is changed. And I can use double click, or maybe I can just say edit filter. And this time, again, I will select this time a woman and I will see the updated version. So this is good, but actually this is somewhat hard. Yes, you have to open this pop-up, you have to say what you want. But what you can use instead is quick filter. You can say here, show filter. It will create a quick filter here for you. So you can change the data. So it's separate because I selected nothing. And now I am selecting men. So I can select woman. And so you see this is changing. And let me just add more filters here, like for example, age. We will select all, we will say, okay, we will add a quick filter. Okay. Yes. What will I do here is that we can actually use some forms of filters. When I'm looking the forms, you can see single value list. What is single value list? I am selecting only the single value I want. This age period, or this age period, or all. So what else I can do? I can use single value but drop down. Again, the same, but this time we are using drop down. You can select this age group or another one, or you can select all again. And what we else have, we have a slider here, but it is not useful for this age category, I think, but this can be useful for maybe date or something else, maybe some numerical variables. Okay. And so we can use multiple lists, as I showed before. We can use multiple drop down. The difference is that we can select more than one here to compare them with each other. Okay. So, or I can select the all again. So I can select a wildcard match. This is also very useful. So you can type just 20 to 24 and I say enter and it shows the data. So let's back to the original or single value list. And yes, by the way, you can turn off the all here because we have all, but maybe if you want to turn off, you can turn off from here. And for our purposes, we don't need to we actually want to see all. And okay, what else we have? Quick filters, changing filter types, and I will summarize this for you. For our data, this is not a good practice because we don't want to see them separately actually. So that's why I will turn off this. Yeah. And I will make this single value list so we can see the men and women. And if I want to see the details of each age group, I can highlight them here. So here's about everything about the filter, not everything, but the basic things about filters, about aggregation, about the granularity. And by the way, I kept it like median. We can change it to the sum so we can see the sum of the values. Yeah. So that's all from my part. If you have any question, again, I am ready to answer.
Yes, we have. Connie is asking what's the difference between edge filter and edge highlight.
Edge filter and edge what?
Highlight. She would like to understand what's the difference between highlighting something.
Highlighting. Okay, between the highlighting and edge filter. Okay, the highlighting actually do not remove the data, for example, from here. For example, you are highlighting 20 to 24. You are seeing this, but you are not removing the other data. When I am, for example, using the filter, let me just show you exactly. Okay, and let's use a quick filter here. Okay. For example, again, I want to see the 20 to 24. But this time I am only see this, and you see the range. Range is how to say adjusted to this data. But when I am selecting all and highlighting this, you see the range is 7 million. Range is very, very big, and you have other how to say the categories here as well. So the difference is just this. Another question.
Which type of scenario can we apply filter on the type?
In the type, they mean probably this one, yeah?
Exactly. When do you use a single value, multiple value?
Yeah. Yes, you can use, for example, 7 option here, and wildcard match, custom list, drop down list, and for both single value and multiple value. Pretty much options here. Really good.
Yeah, you use you use a multiple value when you want like to have that the user selects several values. If you know that the user will only pick one on the list, you probably use a single value. Something else that I always use a lot is with customize, and I show the apply button when there is a drop down, because it improves the performance. So at least the user can click on all the value he wants to select and then click apply. Could you show how to set up Nightlight?
What?
I suppose that you have to re-show how you create a Nightlight. Sylvia, can you show how to set up a Nightlight?
Okay, but I don't get the last word.
Highlight. I cannot pronounce the H.
Yeah. Highlight. Okay. Highlight.
My accent is killing me.
Yeah. Okay. That's understandable. Okay. Highlight. Okay. You just you do not set up it. Actually, you are. Okay. I got their point. So you have to just drag the for example data from here, and you are dragging to, maybe if you want to how to say, see the data in the multiple colors, so you can drag it to the color. Just let me to do it for you again. So we have the data without any for example filter, not the filter, but yes, actually the filter, I mean in the data itself. So this is our general data. And if I want to see the details, like I am for selecting the age and I am dragging it to the color. No, I have colors and I have this list where I can use the highlight. Okay, so when I have this list, I select which one I want, and so I am using this highlight. And again, you can use it for other things. For example, maybe you can use when you are not selecting this area, maybe you are selecting the shape, you have shape as well, and you can drag the edge to the shape, and now you have the for example, the shape of edges here, and so on. So there are more options, and as well as I showed before, you can highlight here as well. Okay, so let's make it area again. By the way, you can make it area chart here as well. So you do not need always to go to the show me. Maybe you can do it here. Okay. Did I explain well, or is there any thing you want to understand. So you can ask in the Q&A. Maybe even if you want, you can speak with the voice.
So Sylvia asked if that means that the legend act as a nightlight, highlight.
Nightlight. Legend. Yes, we can say it. Yes, legends act like highlight. Yeah.
You have also the possibility to disable the highlight if you would like. It's like this little symbol that you see. This little
This
pen.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it will not work, as you see.
And Sylvia is right, you can also setting it in action if you would like. But that is often when you want to by clicking on something on one sheet, it has an effect on the other worksheet on the dashboard.
Mm.
And like Cathy mentioned, you can also click the drop down in the pill and you can choose show highlighter. That's also a possibility if you don't want to have it. But still here, it will have to be split in detail in the view to work.
Right.
I think that you can continue, Idrak.
So this is actually the end of my how to say speech. I explained what I wanted to explain, and we answered the questions. And just if you have any question, I will wait a couple of minutes again. So
I know that it was not prepared, but maybe you can share how it's you will do that as a highlight action in the dashboard.
the
So,
dashboard.
yeah, in the dashboard, I mean, it was one of the comments. Maybe if you are,
Okay.
but you are not prepared, so it will be like a total, a total
Yeah.
improvisation.
Actually, let me clarify one thing. We will have a session about dashboards, so you will see it there in action. So
That's
if
good.
I do it here, it will be, for example, confusing for me as well, because I didn't prepare a dashboard. So and I have only one visual here, so it will not be a good explanation for you. Maybe I will confuse you as well. But for the next session, next sessions, I think it's 5th or 6th, I don't know, but we will explain it.
That's good. Does anyone has any other question for Idrak?
Do not confuse yourself. I mean, if you are a beginner, okay, it's good for you to explore everything, but for now, just practice this on yourself, get the data from internet, for example, analyze some things and get some insights with this future. And after you are very comfortable with this, so you can go to the dashboards.
And on Tableau Public, you also have some resources where you can also download some data sets for practice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that we can conclude. Idrak,
Yeah, great. Yes, we can conclude if there is no question. Okay, and if you have any question after this session, you can always reach out to me, and I will write my email and LinkedIn profile to the chat after I think stopping the presentation. Yes. Annabelle, by the way, can you help me to stop the presentation? I mean the screenshot, yeah, screening. I mean sharing the screen.
Yeah, you can stop sharing your screen if you would like, but you can also share again like the
Problem
board.
is
Exactly.
I cannot see the Zoom here.
Yeah. you can stop sharing if you would like. Here on the blog, on the chat, I put again the user group Slack information, so you can register to the group. You will be informed in case we have like a new session. On this first link also you have like the recording of our first session, and you will also post there the recording of the second, and anyone who join today and register for a session will be sent the recording.
Annabelle, I sent you my email and LinkedIn profile. If you want, you can write to the chat for people. If
yes.
if they reach out to me, I am always ready to help.
So let me just
okay
open it.
So yeah,
because I'm not so modern, Idrak. You send it to me on my phone. So so I need to open it on my computer, you know. But I will do it. Don't worry, it's already here.
Okay.
So that's Idrak LinkedIn profile. So you can probably message in here. And your email, it's quite easy, so I can type in.
Yeah. I selected it as a short one because I am using everywhere, and it should be very easy for people to remember.
Yeah, very smart guy. Myself, it's more complicated. So thank you everyone for joining. We will have like the next session in September. And yeah, we are very excited about this Tableau School initiative, because I think it's very good to start from scratch and build little by little. And yeah, thank you for joining, and you will send.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.